Hey guys, welcome back. It is Taryn and Justin here in Bristol, Galen and Steve in Morristown, and we found it to be a good time to hang out with you guys a little bit more, come back to you in podcast format and talk a little bit about some of the announcements coming up, some of the events and things, talk a bit about progress of the Outlier Challenge. Hopefully you guys are in the thick of it and are performing well, and then explain a few details about how it's going to wrap up, what our Outlier Challenge ending is going to look like from a competition standpoint, and then just hang out, maybe give some testimonials, etc. So I guess give this time now to let you boys explain how you're feeling. Also, maybe talk a little bit about what Galen and a few other members just achieved, and just start riffing. How's everybody doing?
Good, feeling good. Had a good weekend in Lexington. And when Galen expand a little bit more on that. He don't want to brag on himself. I will brag on him.
How you feeling, Galen?
Good enough. Better than I thought I would 6 weeks ago. How about that? Not great, but good enough.
He's feeling like a national qualifier. That's what he's feeling like.
Yeah. So if you didn't already see, or you're not picking up, starting to put down. Yeah, it looks like Masters. Exactly. You need to glance back at our social media post. You'll see that we have 3 qualifiers now, and they are headed to Reno, correct? To perform some Olympic lifting on a big stage, all of which in the Masters division. So Jay, expand on that. You got the chance to attend up in Lexington.
Yeah, it was a good time. So we went to, I think it's Big Blue CrossFit and Pilates. They had some of the old school Pilates tables with springs and stuff on them. So it's pretty wild. They had about 8 of them. And so Galen and Robbie from Morristown and Becca Arnold from Bristol all competed to a chance to qualify for Masters National. So that was held on Saturday. March 21st, we'll do Reno, which is the actual competition. And I'll brag on him a little bit. Went in, crushed it. We're good in the single as always, and end up snatching 110 kilo?
Yeah.
110 kilos. So if you don't know that, Bristol people, that is 242 pounds. Clean and jerked 130. Which is a 286 pounds, did very, very well. Becca also qualified. I think she snatched 50, which is 110 pounds, and clean and jerk 64, which is right around 146.
I think, Jay.
What's that?
Didn't she have to, or was it 61? She had to hit 111, I want to say. I think it was 66, 61.
Yeah, but I think she hit over. Yeah, so she hit her first lift and qualified with that. Then we went up 3 kilos. She hit that. Then she went up again and missed that one. She had a little press out. Becca gets her mobilities fixed, and she will snatch 60 kilo and clean and jerk God knows how much because her hips are so strong. And then Robbie, I think she snatched 45 or 47, somewhere right there.
I think 47.
47, yeah. She did awesome.
It was over 45. That was her. She was just there to qualify, but you're right. Started at 40 and then hit 43 and then maybe 46 or 47. I can't remember exactly what it was. We could look at the video, I'm sure.
I got videos. I'm making a video. I ended up taking like 80 clips. So it's taken me a while to filter through to kind of get those together. And she also clean and jerked 60 plus, I think, right? She did really well. Talk about, like, I'm going to brag on Robbie right here. Her overhead position in the bottom of a squat, overhead squat and a snatch, freaking spectacular. Like, moved so well. She did awesome. Kudos to her. It was a good time. That CJ kid, isn't that the wildest story you've ever seen in the weightlifting meet, G?
Yeah, and I had to literally follow that lift. I don't know if Taryn has heard. I don't know if you've heard it either.
Yeah, Tristan sent me a video. You talking about the 73 kilo kid?
Yeah, so this guy who was, backstory I'll tell afterwards. He just looked like a teenager, kind of like a 20-year-old kid who was just hanging around. They talked him into joining the competition. He didn't have any anticipation on participating Saturday. So he leaves to drive home to grab his singlet. And on the way back home, he gets a flat tire. He's in the hole. So it takes him 45 minutes to get back to the gym. By the time he makes it to the gym, he's 2 lifts out. Okay. So he throws his singlet on. He's literally in the back. It's a really good event leader. I don't remember her name. But she's like, let's sweep off the platform, blah, blah, blah. She gives him some time. He warms up with 70 kilos one time, walks to the platform and hits 110 on a snatch. And he weighs less than 160 pounds. Turns out, long story short, this guy was number 2 in the nation in 2022 in that class. Stud.
Man, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I literally had to follow him after he hits 110 bone cold. That's my third. That's my third lift. I weigh twice as much as him, probably.
They're your masters, man. It's all good.
Yeah, that's right.
Whenever the highlight video is finished, I'll put that as the end just as a joke because I videoed him doing it. And like he slams the bar down, flips his buddy off, and they hug. Like it's the ultimate like bro thing ever. It's so cool.
Crazy.
Come on, CJ.
CJ Bingham, was that his name? Or
I think it's
C-
Bingham. Yeah, CJ Bingham.
So 160 some pounds, and he hit 242.
42.
I think it's what he, 158, 159 pounds, snatch 242, clean and jerk 319, I think, 145. Power clean 140, so that's 308 pounds. Power clean 140. About crushed him, but he power cleaned it. Like,
Unbelievable.
I'm just like,
Right. Looks like you would see him outside on a skateboard. And that's no offense to this guy. He just looks like that kind of dude. You'd see real athletic riding down on a rail. Instead, he's pulling on one overhead. It's crazy.
Wow. How tall was he?
5'9", 5'10".
Maybe.
Yeah.
Smaller guy. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who's. I don't know if we got him out there kind of built like that. I don't know if we
He
have.
reminded me of a shorter Caleb Smith.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
Impressive. I watched the video, and it's insane how fast he pulled back under that bar. Because off the ground, it was like you were telling me, slow as you have to be, I guess, that kind of weight on that kind of frame, and then just back underneath it so fast.
Yeah.
Wow.
but I would recommend if anybody like if you're 35 plus and decent at weightlifting, you want to qualify, go there because it's the most relaxed weightlifting meet I've probably been to. My like metal music, screaming. Like if you go to ETSU or anything like that, it's like hush hush, like super like got to be in line. They're just like, all right, crank the music up, let's go have a good time. And it was the most relaxed environment I've been in a weightlifting meet probably ever. Would you say, G?
Most relaxed, also most intimate.
Yes, they were pretty close.
You're sitting on top of each other. It's a small room. If you probe back up for questions, I'm sure that hers was a little more nerve-wracking. If you've never been on a platform in front of 3 judges, much less 35 spectators, and they're 10 yards or less away from you, and there's a mirrored wall that you're trying to not look into, is a little bit different. It was still good, really great opportunity. The people who ran the event are clearly weightlifters, and they know how to take care of the lifters to give them rest if they need the rest. So hats off to them. I thought they did wonderful. It was just tight in there. ETSU, very formal, very huge, very spacious. That place was like, let's just like have a bro day, play some loud music and scream. It was fun. But the standards were upheld. That's not taking anything away from the judges. The judges did really good. I thought.
They did a great job. Called Becca out.
He was in there.
Yeah,
The old prayer.
I guess it was left on.
Yeah, left arm.
It was good. It was a good weekend.
It was fun. And it, like, from my perspective, watching you all, it was freaking awesome. It was really cool. I had a blast just watching and like, I don't know. G, I think could have hit probably 5 to 7 more kilo on each lift. I don't know if it was just the adrenaline going, but like his snatch at 110 was his best snatch. There was a shift of the feet out. He caught. Usually when it gets heavy for us, gets a little in front of us, we have to walk it out a little bit. G caught, boom, stood straight up, no shift of his feet. Freaking beautiful. Clean jerk, exact same thing. Exact same. So kudos to you, G.
Gee, you were afraid to walk that bar forward and drop it on a judge, it sounds like.
Spectator or a mirror.
Yeah,
A good estimate is the width. Like you see this wall behind us, and if you know where the door is in our 10-foot room, it was maybe 5 to 7 feet wider than that, maybe.
Tight. It was tight. Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a 16 by 16 platform, 16 foot by 16 foot platform, and then you have everyone else behind that. So it is a tight space. But
well, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And give it a shot if you've never tried it. What do you have to lose? I love the quote that you used in that post, Jay, about the biggest regrets you'll have later in life will have correlation with what you chose not to do as opposed to what you chose to do.
Yeah.
Ripito, and I quoted this the other day to a class, had a quote, something to the tune of injuries are the reward for not having sat on your ass.
yeah,
Ooh, I like that.
That reminds me of I think I might have heard it from either you, Justin, or you, Galen, or someone, maybe one of you two. It's like a preference. I would prefer to wear out than to rust. Kind of
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay, or Steve. Okay.
Probably Steve. I wrote a post about Steve that way once upon a time.
So Cat Waddell, if you're watching this, you text me and ask what the weights were for you to qualify. So you should probably do that next year.
It's not too late. I don't know if you guys know.
Is there another one coming up? Because we had a couple that were on the fence about trying it and ended up not working out.
We got 3 weeks for them to do that, G?
3 events. There's 2 in Northern Georgia and 1 in North Carolina. And as long as those totals are submitted or you hit the total before February 22nd, you can still go.
Okay, so if you're watching this, Cat, if you're watching this, Betsy, if you have FOMO at this point for not going, as I think I saw in one comment from Betsy, there's a chance. So
see you guys.
You'll make it happen.
Yeah, no FOMO. We don't want that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. And who knows what next year will hold. It's a political year.
that's true. Yeah, get your weightlifting in while you can.
If anybody wants to go to North Carolina, do you know where it's at, G, in North Carolina by chance? Charlotte?
I don't remember.
I
know the ones in Georgia are just north of Atlanta.
Okay. I think
But those are the ones that are local to the southeast where we are.
If anybody wants to do the one in Charlotte, if it works out for me, I'll go down and help out if they want to do that. So just let me know.
Yeah. Edie mentioned some interest in it today.
She would crush.
Love it.
And then take a pile of people down or out to Reno.
We're gonna have to get JoJo back on the 423 barbell and get him to start posting again. Get this thing inspired back up.
Yeah. There's no excuse not to go if you want to go see Lake Tahoe is what I say. That was the original impetus for me to do all of this. Real rewind to the clock. 9 years ago, Taryn, you weren't around, but 3 of the 4 of us qualified to lift at the American Open, which was in Reno in 2015. That was the last time Jay was probably on a platform and I was on a platform. Maybe Steve's lifted since then, but 9 years. So when I started doing a little research about Masters Nationals, and it was in Reno, I thought it was far too poetic to bypass.
Yeah, almost a decade in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So if you want to go to Reno, the last time we made our way to Tahoe, which is a really cool, romantic place, lots of snow and lots of mountains. We won't turn away extra company.
Yeah, don't eat the sushi though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, that's awesome. Well done, guys. That's fun to talk about and hear you guys and your success. We want to pivot on in and before we run ourselves out of time into some Outlier Challenge discussion. We are over halfway now through our Outlier Challenge. Hopefully you guys are seeing results, holding on tight, progressing yourself along. Maybe we've taken our second round of measurements by now, as well as hopped on that scale again. What we wanted to do was talk to a few members, and we trust you guys hopefully have collected a little info or intel as well from your folks, and kind of give a few testimonials about successes, challenges, things they like the most, things they dislike the most. So I guess we've all kind of talked to a few people probably. So if you guys want to expand a little bit on some of the successes and things you've heard, that would be great. Steve, you want to dig in on anyone's info?
Yeah, mine's more secondhand. You guys don't do a great job of promoting yourselves or bragging on yourselves, which you need to do a little more of, but I do hear about it just through different channels. So I say that to say I've heard about some 10 fit ladies that's done really well. I don't know how specific we want to go with mentioning names or anything, but
Drop them.
okay.
If you want.
Yeah. Katya was telling me about Cricket has done a really good job as far as losing some weight. And I know Mindy has done a really good job as far as not so much the weight side of it, but the inches. So they're coming from both ends as far as their positivity and what they're getting out of it. And I've been hearing about, we have Casey that comes to the A15 class. He's done really well. I think he lost 5 pounds the first week. So I always love seeing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But those are mostly all I've got. And like I said, you guys got to do a better job or I got to do a better job of asking you what's going on, I guess. One or the other.
G, you got any on top of mind?
A couple stand out to me, top of my mind. The McCreary's. This is a real big hat tip.
Cool.
Bought an ice plunge and used it when the weather struck 0. Use a hammer, broke the ice, got in. Kayla and Gary doing it every night. They said they have to wear socks so their feet don't freeze to the bottom.
Oh my God.
Absolutely stunning. Gary just joined the gym in January formally. I think he joined kind of halfway through December. So I tell him every time I see him how impressed I am with that lifestyle change. And Kayla is just unassumingly tough. Apparently yesterday she wanted to do it twice. She went in that thing twice. So they're the first ones I would really, really want to acknowledge. And then
And Gary and Kayla, if you can get a video and tag 10 experience in it, we'll share that. It's
That'd be
freaking
great.
amazing.
That'd be great.
yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
cool. So cool. One of the young rising teenage studs in the gym named Hayden. He is in 8th grade and continues to update me on his perfect score. He's lost 6 pounds, eating fish protocol. They went on a ski trip and he said he didn't cheat. He would send me texts about how he was tempted and how he refused the call of the sirens over to the Rocky Shoals. So I'm really proud of that kid as well. But those are the two that I really want to call out.
Strong. Good
Real
man.
quick, coming back to the McCreary's. They, first of all, like you said, Gary just joined maybe a month ago, but that dude was doing nothing. As far as I know, I don't think he was training or doing anything at all. And then joined the gym and bought that. And they have 3 small children. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they're crushing it.
Yeah.
So,
Hats off to those two.
kudos, guys.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome.
That's fantastic. You want to call Bethany?
Yeah, that's fine. So beautiful segue with a family woman with multiple kids and a busy life. I talked to her recently about her successes, and we kind of got deeper into it. I wanted to know, number one, if she had done other challenges with us. The answer to that was yes. Whether this was more preferred or her favorite, the answer also was yes. She loved the tangible item of the book. She's very hands-on and likes the idea of being able to carry that around, and has done pretty good adhering to it, she said, and using it. There's been some times where it's left in the gym bag and such, but she's tried to stay on top of it for the most part. Down around the 4 or 5 pound mark as well, and already a pretty lean and fit lady, so not a lot to give up. Her ultimate goals were just to tighten up, not to be worried as much about the scale, just to aesthetically change a little bit, and said she was seeing some success in that. Super bought into the cold plunge world and sauna world as well.
Yeah.
So she obviously knocked that first week's challenge out of the park and has continued on with that. Gets in it probably maybe every day she's
Most
in
days
here
I'm here,
or
yeah.
close to. So has fully embraced that. So she's one of our Vitality Package members that really seems to enjoy see the utility of it.
You drop it.
She said was easy. She said the hardest part for her is just the meal prep side of things. She has 4 kids?
4 kids, yeah.
4 kids, 3 boys and a girl, all in the age of sports. So she's running those kids all over Kingdom Come. So it's a little tricky for her to find those balanced meals at all times. But she said the vast majority of her days are still pretty well locked in. Weekends get a little tricky, but she said it's definitely the best one she's been a part of. And is plugging right along, and obviously her results and performance in here continue to grow. She's tough.
Yes,
Really
very
tough.
mentally tough. Like,
Who is the
like-
superhero?
what's that?
Who is the superhero? Who are we talking about? Can we drop
Anthony
it?
Wilson,
Collegiate basketball player. She played at King. I guess she went to Tennessee High,
Tennessee High.
and then went to King.
Bethany?
Yep, Bethany Wilson.
Okay.
Yep. And then also is part of her family's big real estate portfolio around town. So she's running around with all that stuff. Steve, you can relate. So yeah, huge hat tip to you, Bethany. Keep it up. You're a rock star. And everyone likes to talk about try to eat well when you have kids, or try to do this when you have kids, and I'm sure it's tough. I don't have kids, so don't get me wrong. Don't get mad at me, but she makes it work. All right. So it's possible. So good on her.
She's one of the busiest people I know.
Yeah.
Her and Becca. That's busy and works hard. Other one pretty busy. Well, Crystal Baker sent me a text this morning. I'm going to read off what she said. 7 pounds down. She's lost 3.5 inches across her waist, one on her thigh. And she said she hadn't measured her bicep and chest this week, but she's going to do that today. And she's also 10 pounds down overall since she did the competition in October. So we had her competition here, kind of kick-started her. And if you know Crystal, she is not she's tiny as it is.
Yeah. Don't have a lot to give either.
Super lean and just busting out. She said the hardest part for her was not having her coffee creamer. I guess she's one of the, I don't know if she's a pumpkin spice girls or what.
Probably.
She looks like it.
Probably. Sorry, Crystal.
and one of our coaches here in Bristol, Pope, he's 10 pounds down. He didn't get a chance to measure. He's in Atlanta right now. And he said his favorite part is the ease of the meals and understand the amount of food needed. Least favorite part is just remembering to write it down. Another busy person, whether he's coaching here or he's running the old farm, but he's 10 pounds down. He's freaking top 2 abs starting to show through already. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So kudos to both of them. And they're also accountability partners in the challenge. So that kind of helps. They kind of push it. Yeah. So Pope and Crystal are kind of pushing each other, which is really, really good. They're also doing the competition at the end of the Outlier Challenge.
Boy, was that a beautiful segue there. Thank you, Justin.
The Outlier Challenge.
Yeah, and end of the Outlier Challenge and the competition that we have at the very end of it. So that will be on the 17th. So hopefully it's already in your calendars. I know we've started to talk a little bit about it here in Bristol. I'm sure you guys are talking about it there as well. We're kind of trying to challenge. I'm running with Justin's idea, challenge our folks with a big showing, a big outing in Morristown. I know sometimes it's tricky to make the voyage up or down the interstate, and we'd like to take a busload of people to come see you guys this time. It seems like there's always a few teams coming this way of Morristown, or a few teams of ours going that way, but rare is it that we really get to mix it up and bring a bunch of folks. So we're challenging them. So if you're interested, let's expand upon some details.
Yeah, so I think Morristown had more people come up here in the fall than we had go down there maybe. So let's, Bristol, get your stuff together.
Yeah, so that'll be that Saturday, the 17th, and we're aiming to crank up about 9-ish like normal. Is that correct, fellas?
Yeah, I think that's definitely doable. Have them warm up beforehand, and then we'll, of course, go over all the workouts, details, stuff like that. And then, of course, I think congratulate you on finishing that up. So,
speaking of which, a 30,000-foot view of the types of workouts. We're obviously not going to get into the specifics, but do we want to expand a little on kind of the direction you will see in those? Yeah, I think that's probably fair, Jay.
Yeah, I'm good with that. So workouts this year, guys, just like we did last year in the February competition we did in Morristown, the Outlier Open, the one we did in the fall in Bristol. It's going to be 3 workouts, which is going to be, one's going to be some sort of lifting like we always do. You and your partner will be guy, girl, or mixed. So guy, girl, whatever you want to do. And then we'll have some shorter sprint type workout. Then we'll have a longer, more aerobic based endurance style workout. And we'll just kind of try to hit all the modalities. If you know your CrossFit stuff, the phosphagen, the glycogen, and the oxidative pathways, just try to get them all. Try to get them all in there to get them well-rounded fitness day and have some fun.
Yeah, and we always try also to avoid the whole RX and scaled divisions, if you will. So the workouts will be arranged in a way, and the scores will be kind of calculated or computed in a way that account for age, sex, and fitness levels. So it should be achievable by all, so that we more or less level that playing field for people, whether they just started or they've been in this game for a long time. So don't let that deter you. We always say that, but it seems each year we do a pretty good job of making it accessible to all.
Like it.
Awesome. Probably, generally speaking, if we crank that thing up around 9 o'clock, we get folks out of there 12 or 1. I think we've had pretty good success with that. So it's not going to be one of these local competitions that take up your entire Saturday. You're more than welcome to hang around afterwards and enjoy the company of others and celebrate the wins and talk about the experiences through the challenges or through the challenge. But yeah, February 17th, mark your calendars. Hopefully we have a big outing and Bristol comes up there and earns their reputation a bit.
Also, guys, I would go back to the Outlier Challenge as well. There's a lot of people that we didn't mention who are absolutely crushing the Outlier Challenge. I think this has probably been our best challenge that we've ever done. So I just want to throw you out. If you have any success stories, reach out to me, let me know, and we'll kind of highlight you a little bit. But kudos to y'all.
by the way, if you're at the top of that leaderboard and you don't participate in this competition, big frowny face, big thumbs down.
Steve is swiping right with you.
Cool. And as always, we always try to provide a little bit of merchandise at the end of the Outlier Challenge. So you've probably by now either laid hands on or seen the Outlier Challenge shirts. We're trying to do a good job of getting the actual garment in hand for you. There we go. Beautiful. There's my man Steve holding.
All right. Give her a little
I think you
stretch.
should kind of put that one on, Steve.
Yeah.
It won't fit over his arms.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, it is a maroon colored shirt that is heathered in pattern. So it has a little bit of that gray kind of woven into the fabric. It will have an Outlier logo printed across the front. It's one of our athletic fitting garments, much like all of our t-shirts we use. So hopefully you find that at your gym, feel it, try it on, make sure it's something you're interested in. Ask the guys if they haven't already, or if you haven't seen them, to see that logo, the actual mock-up of how it's going to look. If you've seen Rogue gear, or similar to that, then you have seen kind of the direction we're going. And then on the back collar, it'll have a little 10X logo as well. So pre-orders, if you're listening to this and we get it out in the next day or so, are live now. So this week is your chance to pre-order those. You'll see some emails and things come out as well, reminding you. So Morristown, where's your pre-order sheet?
I think we're at 35, 36.
And it's up front by your TVs?
Front by the TV.
It's on the
Yeah,
kiosk.
it's
We
physically,
keep ours on the kiosk.
Okay.
Log your score, you log your shirt size. It's just one.
One and the same. So ours is to the right of our right side TV at the front of the house as well. So firing it up there if you're interested. As always, there may be an extra or two, but don't bank on getting one when they get in here. Okay. We're trying to get the shirt in hand so you don't have those questions. So
did we mention price, by the way? Maybe you did. I don't know.
we did not. No, I did not. So we're looking at $30 and then the tax and processing on those. First time we've done a long sleeve. So
yeah. Robin said it was maybe her favorite shirt that we've ever done, as far as like the long sleeve. She might be the red too. So
Speaking of, we have, I don't know, did you send them? Y'all have them in-house in
Yeah.
Bristol? Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's right. We have Bill, the mule.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill.
Yeah. Cheers. Cool. We also have Element and Protein for you guys at some point.
did you say Bill the Meal?
The mule.
Love it.
cool. And I guess the last thing we have, maybe this is just a very mild teaser as opposed to getting into the details. We're going to do our very best moving forward to continue to provide value to you as members, and continue to expand upon some of the higher skill things we do in here in more of a detailed format, I guess we could say. So that's a long way of saying moving forward, we're going to work towards quarterly workshops that are going to happen on the weekend. So we have one coming up in the month of March. So stay tuned, and we can probably go ahead and give a little bit of the detail. This one's going to be on gymnastics. So if you find yourself wishing you had a little more time, or wishing we could get a little more detail in front of you to perform some of those higher end skills like kipping pull-ups, handstand push-ups, pistols, double unders, things of that nature, then this is going to be your first opportunity of the year to be able to hopefully grow that. So we'll have one in each location, and March is when we kick our first one off. You want to mention anything about that, Steve?
Just more of, we're going to be attacking the things that people most want to have covered, if you will. So I'm hoping it isn't lackluster for anyone, or they are missing out on a movement that they wanted. I think we're going to cover everything that we can, and at least do as much as we can within hopefully about a 2-hour period, something like that. But it would be March 16th is the date that we're aiming for specifically.
Yeah.
So stay tuned to that. Hopefully you can make it. And like I said, we'll try to have you out of here in a couple hours, and hopefully with some new skill sets.
Yeah. So on St. Patrick's Day, you can walk around on your hands like a true leprechaun.
Or pull one of those Marty deals back in his hands.
You want a shot of Jameson via handstand? You can do that.
Oh yeah. God, what an animal.
Cool. Yeah, March 16th, put that on your map or put that in your calendar. Go ahead and start thinking about whether you're interested, number one, which we hope you are. It can benefit folks that are just scratching the surface in the world of moving their body around. It can benefit someone that's trying to progress that skill further, maybe from pull up into muscle up, etc. So we hope that to be a success with a lot of traction and a lot of people in here. And then, as mentioned, we aim to do those quarterly moving forward. So,
And for that matter, if there is a topic you would prefer we cover, let us know.
yeah, perfect.
Kudos to Taryn and Steve for getting this together, because they broke down like a little outline of how they're going to break down the day, and I think it looks fantastic. So chance to learn, a little hands-on. It's going to, I think, it'll be really, really fun.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Anything else we want to share, boys? I know that the ticker is ticking. We're almost out of time here. We had a little pop-up reminder on our
We got
recording.
9 minutes and 28 seconds left.
So what else is going on? Anything non-gym related? Anything off?
We got the Taryn doing the, well, I guess I am now, the Grayson Highlands run. So you've seen G posting it in the Sunday brief. How many people signed up for that?
We've got a crew heading up there.
20?
I think, yeah, we're up there pretty good. We've got a good little balance of a handful doing the half on trail, a good number of people doing the 8 miler as well. So yeah, I think we're gonna probably represent 10X pretty well up in Grayson Highlands.
I'm running 8 miles.
Yeah,
Is it sold out?
It is sold out, yeah. But if you'll follow Run Bum Racing or Races on Facebook, if they have someone drop out, I think they post about it on there. That's Chuck Farmer reached out. It's like, hey, they got one slot open for the 8 mile, and I signed up on like Thursday or Friday. So if you want to do that, follow that on Facebook, kind of keep it updated. Channing said Tony Keck's doing the 50K.
Yeah, he's already prepared, getting the ball rolling for it. So
Yeah, Jake Farr's training to run a 50K as well.
Yeah.
that's impressive.
I think he ran a marathon a couple weeks ago and averaged a 9-minute mile.
Jeez,
It's good.
what was that final time? What's that average come out to? Do you know?
I don't remember. Whatever 9 times 26 is.
Yeah, fast.
10 minutes. We also,
4,
Sub 4.
sub 4, just under 4.
yeah. We also got a Morristown. So we'll be traveling to Morristown. I think we're going to have a lot of people in September 21st in Morristown. They have the dirt circuit. I think it's a race. They have a 3-hour run, a 6-hour run, a 6-hour ruck, a 12-hour run, and I think a 24-hour run. So we're getting a lot of people, hopefully going to do the 6-hour ruck. Or if they want to do the run, they can do that as well. But I think we have at least 5 or 6 confirmed that they're going to do it here in Bristol. So Morristown people, if you want to hop on that, we'll go down to Morristown, make a day of it. That's on a Saturday as well. It should be decent weather, at least in September.
Well, that's at Panther Creek.
Panther Creek State Park. I think.
Where it all began.
What's that?
Where it all began. For the gym.
That's true. Yeah. That's a segue to back to old times.
Yeah.
When we opened the gym, we used to, Gail lived in Morristown. I used to drive from Richlands to Morristown, and we do little Saturday park workouts. I'll put a picture up right here. But good time.
Steve was one of the OGs too.
Oh, don't act like we're not putting the shirtless picture of Steve up there. Doing a lat spread.
You get the angle anytime you can.
But I'm trying to think, is there anything?
I was going to say, I think it's really awesome, first of all, that you guys are like, he signed up for a weightlifting meet, you're signing up for running, and hopefully people will see that you can use your fitness outside of what we do. And I'm the world's worst at that. I always stay in here. I lock myself in here. But I think it's really cool to see you guys doing that. So I do want to say, congrats to you guys. You've done a really good job. And also, I'm hoping that other people will sign up for some of these things. It's not as scary as you think, especially when you get in the middle of whatever you're doing. You kind of forget about how nervous you were anyways.
Yeah,
So-
and the anticipation, to quote Marty Stern, of death is worse than death itself.
Fact.
Always worse when you're considering doing it. When you're in the midst of it, you're in the throes of the heat of the moment. It's just another day, just another minute, and you'll be glad. And you'll be glad that you stepped into the trench.
And Jay, I think you made a post about this as well, using your fitness outside the realm of just the gym.
Yeah.
And that's what CrossFit, that's the whole CrossFit model anyways.
Yeah.
So.
My favorite probably CrossFitter all time, Rich Froning. If you look at all the stuff he does outside of the gym, like he was winning CrossFit games and then going and playing field hockey as well the same day. Like it's wild stuff like that. So use your fitness, guys. Get outside, get some vitamin D. G is a huge practitioner of that, getting outside. So use it. I will put a link to the Grayson Highlands race, even though it's sold out, in case one pops up. And at the bottom, and I'll also put a link to the 6-hour ruck. You just got to sign up, click what you want to do. I'll put that all in the show notes down below.
Do they regulate what pack you use? Like,
No, as long as it's 30 pounds for guys, 15 for girls. Galen and Robin and I did one in St. Paul, and it was 45 pounds for the guys, 30 pounds for the girls. But I think 30 pounds will not be that bad. It's a little bit heavier than Murph.
6 hours, right? That one was 6 hours as well.
Yeah, both 6 hours.
I don't know that we had the opportunity to brag on Robin in a public forum, but she deserves every bit of acknowledgement, and maybe you should give her certs here.
Yeah, she's a freak. Like we did that ruck. We ended up getting 15 miles in 6 hours. The first mile was probably the worst just because it was You did 5 mile laps. So it's 5 mile laps. It's probably 800 to 1,000 foot of elevation in the first mile. So it's pretty tough. After you got up top, absolutely spectacular. If you ever get a chance to go to St. Paul, I can't remember the name of that race, but it is very, very pretty. It's in Virginia. Do that. So we did 15 miles. I ended up getting blisters on my heels, so I took the pack off for the last 5. We get back after 15 miles. We're good. Robin's like, I've never done anything over like half marathon or 15 miles. She's like, do you care if I just run another lap, which is 5 miles? And like, I'm like, if you want, I was like, I'm not doing it.
We'll be right here. Cheering you on.
She had to get back to Morristown. So Robin just takes off her pack. Next thing we know, she does another 5 mile run in 45 minutes on a trail and gets back in a pair of
Casual shoes.
Yeah, they're not even like it's like
They're
minimal.
minimal
You step on a BB, you're gonna feel it in the bottom. So she ran basically a 9-minute mile for 5 miles and got back and was absolutely fine. And Chuck Farmer is there, who's used to work out here, and he's also an avid runner. And he's like, "What did you wore those shoes?" And everybody was so impressed. So Robin, freak mentally,
Monster.
yeah.
Unmatched, tough. Like if I'm stranded in the middle of nowhere, I want Robin on my team.
You at least want to send her out to get help. She'll set record time. Yeah.
She'll come back and make me some shoes in the meantime.
Yep. Yeah.
She actually finds help and she just keeps running anyway.
They're back that way. I got to keep going.
But yeah, guys, we'll try to get that stuff done. Get outside the gym. If you have anything fun that you're like, hey, I'd like to do this, feel free to circulate it in the gym. Try to get some people to go with you. I know people do like adventure races and stuff like that, like Spartans and mud runs. But if you see anything you want to do, try to get your little posse, go up there, and we can kind of put in the announcements if we need to as well.
Yes, sir.
Very cool. All right. Well, that might be a good place for us to wrap it up. Hopefully, you're still carrying the fire in the Outlier Challenge. And if not, maybe this re-sparked a bit of a flame. Hold true. Maybe consider the competition at the end. And yeah, make sure you're checking the boxes of your gear if you're wanting that. Get your pre-order in. I guess that's got us. Boys, it's been fun as always.
Pleasure.
That's your day, Morristown. Jay and I, we're out.
That was good.
What?
I didn't hit anything.
Yeah, whatever.
I did.
I don't like balloons.
I just moved.